My brother and I were born and raised in Western Montana. We're very aware that when most people think about Western Montana, they think about visiting Glacier National Park. So my brother and I set out with a goal on this trip to share some of our favorite parts of Western Montana with you, so maybe you think a little bit different about Glacier Country. Good morning, beautiful people from Holland Lake, Montana. If you're new here, my name is Amanda Zitto. This is my brother Gary. We are having a very slow morning, getting our stuff packed up, and we're gonna hit the road and head towards Helena today. But we lucked out with this campsite last night. It was gorgeous.
It was very nice.
This tour of Montana wouldn't have been possible without this video sponsor, Revzilla, the best online resource for motorcycle parts, accessories, and riding gear. You can find a full list of all of the riding gear that I use in this video in a link in the description. For lunch, we stopped in at Stageline Pizza in Seeley Lake, Montana. Stageline has multiple locations all over Western Montana, and the pizza is so good. We were absolutely stuffed when we left.
Blackfoot Pathways, Sculpture in the Wild, is a free sculpture park in Lincoln, Montana. From the road, you would not expect this to be hidden amongst the trees. The sculpture park is a contemporary art installation that draws inspiration from the rich mining and logging history that have been the key economic growth drivers of Lincoln for so long.
we arrived here in Helena, Montana, and we took a gamble on the Ramada Inn, which, while being a very budget-friendly motel, it doesn't smell good here.
No, it was definitely a smoking room at one point in time.
Yeah. They are renovating.
They are renovating.
But they obviously haven't done this building yet.
Which is probably why it was cheap.
Probably why it was cheap, yeah. We walked the block to Safeway specifically to buy air fresheners. We were going to go and find dinner here in Helena at some fancy restaurants, but we had lunch at the Stagecoach Inn at Pizza in Seeley Lake.
Seeley Lake.
And it was incredibly filling. We both had like 10-inch pizzas and some breadsticks, and brother ate his whole 10-inch pizza. I ate everything but like 2 slices, and we are still full. It has been almost 8 hours since we ate that pizza, and I'm still full.
That's a lot of pizza.
It was a lot of pizza. It was very filling. It was good pizza.
It was good.
So instead of going to find fancy dinner tonight, we just kind of bought some snacks at the Safeway. Some veggies and fruit and dessert, of course, because dessert.
Cheesecake. So
we're just going to have a chill night here in our cigarette-smelling hotel room. Very glamorous. We'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, beautiful people. We slept. The short story is that we will no longer be staying at Ramada's. That is... No. We're going to pack up the mess. We're going to go downtown, and we will not let this ruin our day in Helena.
Yes.
Yeah. 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 It's so cool.
The Cathedral of St. Helena began construction in 1908 and was consecrated in 1924. Some published accounts say that the cathedral is modeled after the cathedral in Cologne, Germany, but architect A.O. von Herbulis actually modeled the Cathedral of St. Helena after the Votivkirche in Vienna, Austria, which was under construction when he was a student in that city. Reeder's Alley was built in the 1870s by a Pennsylvania brick and stone mason named Lewis Reeder. It is the oldest intact piece of early Helena. It was originally known as Cutler Street. Between 1972 and 1884, Lewis Reeder built over 30 brick and stone one-room tenements with no indoor plumbing for miners. Unfortunately, Reeder died when he fell off a scaffolding while working in 1884, and Cutler Street was renamed to Reeder's Alley. Thanks to the masonry, these buildings survived the fires that plagued the early community of Helena. Last Chance Gulch is the name of the actual gulch in which gold was discovered in 1864. The thoroughfare which was built down the gulch is now a walking mall, with a few unique businesses like the Parrot Confectionery, which has been around since 1922.
They have hand-dipped chocolates and 130 different types of candy. So, of course, we got some candy. Welcome to home for the night. We're actually not that far outside of Helena, and it's a cheap site. I was telling brother, I was like, geez, almost should have just stayed here last night. But we're here now. That's what's important. So, gonna get camp set up. It's about 6. It feels early, but I know the sun will go down soon, especially because we're next to a hill. But it's beautiful. We've got a little creek right next to us. It's perfect. While Honda did give me plastic hard panniers with the bike that fit perfectly into a mounting system that's built into the Africa Twin Adventure Sport, I didn't want to take a chance that I would dump the bike and destroy them. And you all know that I'm a soft luggage kind of gal. So my favorite people over at Wolfman Luggage sent me out their B-Base Unrack system, which is a great option if your bike doesn't have pannier racks or if you're borrowing or renting a bike that doesn't have racks. They also sent me out their large zipper waterproof bags, which are about 18 liters apiece, with waterproof RF welded seams and YKK AquaGuard zippers. Safe to say, I had to do a little downsizing from my Rocky Mountain saddlebags that are about 30 liters apiece, but I was still not worried in the slightest that my gear was going to get wet during the downpours that we experienced on this trip. I'm gonna turn off the bathroom. Are you wishing that we stayed at our campsite this morning?
A little bit.
Oh, yeah. Despite being a cheaper room than the place that we stayed at in Columbia Falls, they have USB ports. If you're unaware, I judge hotel rooms based on if any of the appliances, or even if they tried to make USB ports available. Because I can only carry so many wall ports with me on the bike.